Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to the Perceptual Shift Show. My name is James Quine, and this is my brother,
Robbie. I am a perceptual shifter as well, and a life lover. Cheers.
Ooh, loving life with my cinnamon tea.
Cinnamon tea over here. Black cowboy, Hollywood cowboy coffee for me.
My cinnamon tea deserves a ding.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Starting the day right. How you doing?
Good. I'm
Yeah.
glad to be here. Yeah.
Good.
I loved our meeting yesterday. Our Zoom perceptual shift meeting.
Oh yeah. That was a great meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, I love meeting and doing that stuff. We're going to announce that,
Right.
what's going on, when that meeting is.
We actually
do meet together live on Zoom. I'll give you all that information. But before that, let's catch up for just a second. I wanted to tell you a little bit of a story.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, I've been looking for a fire pit table.
Oh God, I
for
love
our
this.
deck.
Yeah.
Because the deck is coming together.
Oh my
Not
God.
exactly the perfect way, but I mean, I got the pool in, I got the jacuzzi in. The deck tiles, not so happy with because they're
Right.
mismatched colored.
Yeah. But
That's-
there was one missing piece, the fire pit.
The fire pit wasn't there. We got a beautiful couch,
Yeah.
really big one. It's very nice. All the foliage, the areca palms. It's
Yes.
really, really wonderful out there.
It's turning into an oasis of zen.
Yes, the lighting, and then the grass has grown in. It's
Right.
really beautiful.
And we got some flower trees.
Oh yeah, we got, from the jacuzzi, you can smell night blooming jasmine, gardenia,
That's
and
heaven.
plumeria. It's heaven.
Yes.
But what was missing was the fire, because
Right.
I love having some fire.
Me too.
So we've been looking
Speaking of fire, you're going to wear the flames.
I am going to wear the flames today. So I found this table on Facebook Marketplace for $150.
Right on.
And these tables, the big ones, are fairly expensive. So they're like $600, $800.
So you didn't get burned on the fire pit.
I didn't get burned yet.
Okay.
I went over there. Well, I didn't. I thought the guy was flaky and maybe not real because I didn't get a call back or a response. But I finally got the response back. I lowered my expectations because expectations are future resentments.
That's right. Expectations cause suffering.
Interestingly enough, my son, Drew, sent me a link and said, "Hey, check out the fire table." And I said, I already texted the guy, but I'll text him again.
Of it. Yeah.
I did get a response last night. When I was in my bath before I went to bed, I noticed the response came up. I responded, and he said, "Cool, let's try to do it in the morning." And then this morning at 7 o'clock, he said, "Hey, are you serious? Because I've got a lot of inquiries." And I said, "Yes, I can come over now." So I went over early in the morning. I checked it out. Turns out this guy has to leave his beautiful home in Kona Ridge after many years of being there as a result of the landlord needing to generate more rents to pay the mortgage. And he understands, he's cool with his landlord, but it's just a bummer.
Yeah.
And I said, well, when one door closes, another opens, and we can always look at things optimistically.
Right.
And I bought the fire table, as you know. And he said, well, normally I can do that, but I just can't do it this time.
Right.
And I said, really? And he said, it's just too much. I mean, I can't find a place. It's hard to find a place to live. West Maui, how different, this, that, the other thing. And I said, well, do you believe that you can manifest abundance if you take action and you set your mind correctly and you start envisioning? And he said, usually, but not now. And I said, it's interesting because I just wrote a book. And he said, really? I said, yeah, it's How to Love Your Life and Manifest Abundance. And he handed me some of the money back and he said, can you bring me a book when you come pick up the chairs for the fire pit? And I said, I will. So he lives close by. I'm going to bring him a book. And you just never know.
A signed copy.
Signed copy. You never know who. Well, actually, that's not true. I think everyone needs to love their life and manifest abundance. You can't have enough loving of life and you can't have enough abundance. It's unlimited. So anyway, that was my morning story. I thought that was very successful. Getting the giant, super heavy fire table out of the truck by myself was a feat.
Hernia.
I thought I might kill myself, but I managed to do it.
You can call me next time.
I know. I knew that, we were getting ready for the show.
Yeah, but I love the fire. It's incredible.
It's going to be beautiful.
It needs a little TLC. It's kind of
I'm going to resurface it. We're going to do it with a cement top. It's going to look beautiful.
It's nice and big, too.
It's very big.
It's
got a lot of eating area around it, too, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that. Anyway, that was this morning's story about abundance and loving life and having an opportunity to share that with others. And just to the listeners, if you've been here before, you probably know this already. If you haven't, I just want to say this. A huge part of loving life and manifesting abundance is your ability and willingness to share what you found with others.
Right.
Passing it on.
Sharing and caring.
Exactly. The more you help others love life and manifest abundance, the more you'll love your life and manifest abundance.
And share your fire pit.
So this, by the way, this whole series of episodes for this podcast is centered around the perceptual shift.
Right.
How to love your life and manifest abundance, a book that I wrote. My brother helped me, so did my daughter Annie and a bunch of other people. I'm grateful to everybody who inspired me. Ty Harmon.
Annie's a life lover.
Yep. Ty Harmon told me not to quit. Many of the people on Love Hotel told me not to quit. I finished the book. And now we're doing a page or a section of the book in each podcast episode. So that's what this is all about.
Can I give a shout out to Love Hotel?
You can. At the Love Hotel. The Love Hotel. Loving at the Love Hotel. Yeah, that's right.
We got to practice that.
I wrote that song too. Okay, but anyway, speaking of songs, what are we going to do now?
Perfect. We are going to perceptually shift.
Oh, don't forget.
I am going to perceptually shift into my John Lennon glasses. Actually, Roger McGuinn from the Byrds also wore these. So I'm hoping some of that psychedelia will rub off. We are going to get in the zone here sonically with our perceptual shift song, correct? Perfect.
Yeah. All right.
Surrender to the shift.
Okay, I'm surrendering to the shift, bro. Okay, let's get this song started so we can get the show started. Let's make this happen. Are you ready? Welcome to the Shift Show. Get ready for the mind flow. You're gonna see the world in a brand new way. We'll show you how to love life. Eliminate your strife. You'll manifest all that you desire. The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah.
Bravo.
My pull-off was good this time, right?
It was excellent.
I mean, we really got a nice little...
We were locked and loaded, man.
Yeah, we
were.
Great. That was good. That was good. All right, so that's how we start each episode, with the song to enlighten us and enlighten you.
And to get the juices flowing.
And to get in the rhythm.
That's right.
Get in the rhythm of life loving.
Thank you, yeah. And to have some fun.
Yeah. We're not only manifesting abundance here, we're manifesting music.
Right.
Yeah, so... All right, we got a good show for you today. As usual, we'll be going through the book. Before we get started, I want to let you know that if you don't have the book and you would like it, you can buy it on Amazon.com or Barnes & Noble. You can choose the soft cover, the hard cover, or...
The Kindle version is only a couple of ducats, and just pick up a notebook because you're going to be doing some writing.
That's right. And if you want a signed copy, hit me up on Instagram or TikTok at James M for Michael, Quine. DM me, ask me for a signed copy. I'll make sure that you get one. Also, if you like this podcast and you want to be notified of future ones, like, follow, subscribe. And finally, last announcement, Saturday workshop.
That's what I started sharing about. It was so on fire. On fire.
It was.
Wonderful shares yesterday. People dug deep. I'm already seeing some people changing, which is incredible.
I'm changing.
I'm changing too. We're doing it all together as a collective.
There are some definite aha moments.
I felt a couple of them yesterday, and I was just like, wow, this is awesome.
It's not a rote thing that we're just doing and something that we've done before. We've never done this book before.
No.
Even though I wrote this book, we've never done it before.
Right.
So it's
a brand new kind of...
It really is uncovering some new stuff for me.
Me too.
And it's not that this is the only book that'll do it. I mean, Blueprint for Progress, all these other books that we've done. You know, I've done many, many workbooks that, take me to a new level
Right.
of emotional maturity, I would say.
Sure.
But I'm always looking for new
Me
new
too.
material.
I want to keep growing and evolving.
Yes. And, what a wonderful goal this book is, that it's really designed to do two things for you. Help you love your life more if you already do, and help you manifest more abundance in your life. I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
Who wouldn't
it really
want that?
is. I know.
All right, so we're going to get into it. We are in the chapter, we're in the second part of the book, which is the section called Embracing the Shift. The first part of the book the section was called Awakening Your Awareness. We went through the chapters, the lens through which we see, the roots of our perception, so that we could understand where our opinions, thoughts, actions, and attitudes are coming from. Now we're embracing the shift. This is the section where we begin to recognize either the need for the shift, the desire for the shift, or that a shift is occurring.
Right.
And how to sort of be aware of that. We're in the section called The Power of Shifting. And the page that we're reading today is page 35, How to Recognize a Shift.
Right. And I like the word you chose, embrace the shift, as opposed to fighting the shift.
Or needing the shift. Like yearning for it so much that you're willing to, do anything, ethical or non-ethical, to get that shift.
Resist not the shift. I mean, embracing it means fully, like, inviting it in.
Yes.
And not fighting it, not resisting it, even if it's scary, even if it feels uncomfortable or foreign, which it might sometimes.
It's taking a risk and opening yourself up.
Thank you. Exactly.
To change. And change is usually...
That deserves a ding. That was very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a little risky. It can be a little outside of my comfort zone sometimes.
But I'm going to say this. Anybody that takes this book, reads it, does the work, I'm going to call you courageous. You are brave.
I salute that, yes.
And you're going to be rewarded, guaranteed, many, many times over.
I agree. Very generously.
Yes. In fact, in earlier episodes of this podcast series, I said, if you go through this entire book, you do all the exercises, and you don't love your life more, and you don't manifest abundance, let me know, send the book back to me, and I'll gladly refund you your money.
Putting his money where his mouth is.
Yes, money back guarantee, baby.
That's great.
All right, how to recognize a shift. You ready?
Yes.
Recognizing and appreciating that a perceptual shift is occurring or would be beneficial is a process that unfolds gradually. Here are 4 common stages often experienced on the path from dis-ease or discomfort to awakening. 1, discomfort or dissatisfaction. This is often the starting point. Like the example I talked to you earlier about the gentleman that I bought the fire pit table from. He was telling me that he was scared and uncomfortable.
He was sharing with you that.
He was. He had, and this goes on to say, a sense that something isn't right can signal an opportunity to embrace a new perspective. And he not only was aware of the opportunity when I mentioned the book, he jumped on it.
He took action, and I think it's fantastic that he sort of was transparent that he's going through all this crap right now, and he shared it with you, and it just dovetailed right into the solution, out of the problem into the solution.
Yeah, interestingly enough, you meet people like this when you buy something or whatever, and my read on him was he was very sort of businessy and not real affectionate, intimate, like it was like, hey man,
little
this
detached.
is a heavy table, and this is the thing, and I didn't feel a lot of that, but as soon as we started talking a little bit,
he let his guard down a little bit.
He let his guard down a little bit, and I've never seen somebody peel off money and hand it back to me that quick.
Wow.
The moment I mentioned I had a book, he was just peeling the money, handing it right back to me.
That's
what I
awesome.
gave him. So, all right.
He was giving you some abundance.
Yes. So And also abundance of just appreciating and reading my book.
Sure.
So,
I'm glad you opened your mouth and said
because
that.
remember, I wrote it for just to help one person. So if
Right.
there's more than one person that can
There
be
you
helped,
go.
that's icing on the cake.
It really is.
So the second common stage experienced on the path from dis-ease to awakening is awareness of alternatives. Exposure to different ideas, people, or experiences can introduce you to a new way of seeing the world. And that happened for him. He
Right.
was exposed to me.
Sure.
Then he got exposed to my idea about loving life and manifesting
Right.
abundance.
Last thing he expected.
Exactly. So he had that exposure. The third stage, often experienced, is reflection. Taking the time to process what you've learned or experienced is essential for internalizing new perspectives. Journaling helps solidify these insights, while practices like meditation can enhance the process by fostering clarity and allowing you to fully absorb the lessons. And we were talking earlier about the Saturday workshop and maybe suggesting at the end of the workshop that everybody take 10, 15 minutes to either do some journaling or some meditating about what we learned and experienced during the workshop and identifying if there's things they want to incorporate in their life from it. So these are opportunities to reflect. And the fourth common stage often experienced on the path from disease or discomfort to awakening or loving your life is integration. Once you've embraced a new perception, it's important to apply it in your daily life, what I just spoke about, reinforcing the shift through action. Taking the time to recognize and appreciate each instance where you put this into practice, pats on the back. Taking the time to recognize and appreciate each instance where you put this into practice strengthens the transformation and keeps you motivated. So, what we're saying here about integration is that you can read all the books about abundance and life loving and happiness and emotional and physical and financial health that you want. But if none of it gets put into practice, it's useless. Right? So practicing what you learned in your relationships and life and thoughts and attitudes and actions is integral for you to have success in any area that you're studying about.
And I think it's important for me to let go of negative thoughts.
Absolutely.
Let them go, man. They don't serve me.
Well, this is where it says, these are the stages from the disease or discomfort or negative thought to getting into positivity. These are the stages we tend to go through.
The perceptual shift.
Exactly. So each stage of this journey builds upon the last,
Gradually
guiding you from discomfort to newfound clarity and alignment, ultimately transforming the way you perceive and engage with the world around you. So just to restate it in somewhat simpler terms, it's you feel a sense of discomfort, negativity, unhappiness,
fear,
right?
Yeah.
You suddenly become aware, hey, I'm not feeling great.
Right.
This doesn't feel very good. I need to search for some solution. I need to expose myself to some information or some people that potentially can help me get out of this because I'm not able to get out of it by myself.
Right.
Then you learn from others.
Right.
And you start reflecting, how can I incorporate what I learned into my life? And that happens by meditating and journaling about it and thinking, where can I apply this? And finally, you take action.
Right.
You integrate it.
Yeah.
Right? Because believing something works without taking the action is fruitless.
Right.
Okay. So that's the page for today. And here comes the question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
And this is, by the way, a singly today.
Oh, wow.
One page.
Okay.
One question.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Is there an area in your life, Robbie, where you're feeling any discomfort right now or dissatisfaction? Where anything that you think, something you think about doesn't feel like it's as good as it could be, or it's where you want to be, or you're a little bit uncomfortable with a person, place, thing, or situation in your life right now, is there something that you can identify? Yes or no?
Yes, but it's extremely dumb.
Okay, hold on. We'll listen to that dumb thing in a second. But before we do, we're going to ask you not only what is it, but how you think shifting your view or your perception or your perspective could potentially bring clarity and relief from that dissatisfaction, and keeping in mind that we're powerless over people, places, things, and situations. We can only have power over our thoughts, actions, attitudes, and behaviors, right?
Right.
And what are you willing to do from this point, right while we're filming, forward to manifest a more comfortable experience around this? It's a big question.
Okay, yeah. It's got a lot of different facets to it. But okay, here's the short version. And I shared this with James when I walked in. I went to Ross Dress for Less yesterday looking for a makeup brush and a few things that are kind of on my list for this podcast so I can be fabulous and
glamorous.
The glamour, the glitz. And I had a zit a couple of days ago, so I had to kind of do some cover up on that. Yeah. And I why do I have zits? I'm like ancient dinosaur and I'm still getting zits, but I think you're right. It was probably I didn't wash my pillowcase
often enough. That's a common reason for me too. But here's something interesting, just as an aside. My dermatologist said, you are so lucky that you have pimples.
Really?
Oh yeah. He said, let me tell you why. You have overactive sebaceous glands, and what that means is that your body in your facial area generates more oil than is actually necessary for your skin.
Right.
Often producing pimples. This happens in young people.
Yeah. Right.
But as you get older, having that extra oil secreted onto your face keeps you young or having a youthful appearance. So the reason why
zitty looking,
we're in our 60s and we look young, or I believe I do, maybe you don't, everybody.
You definally do. You look like you're about 38.
I thought I looked 18. What the hell?
You're tripping on that.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. You're on acid or something.
But he said that is so youthful people that age and they have a youthful appearance tend to have overactive sebaceous glands and have pimples. So the moral of the story is, be grateful for your pimples.
I'm going to ding that.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay. No, that was good. It kind of made me feel good about it. I got to, I guess it's like loving myself unconditionally, love my pimples, I say warts and all, pimples and all. So, okay, the pimples thing was part of the story, but the deeper part was, yesterday I was at Ross Dress for Less, I shared that, and I saw this hairspray that was anti-frizz. Excuse me, I have the worst Jew-fro frizz, and it really freaks me out.
Can you say Jew-fro?
Yeah.
Why? Because you're Jewish?
Yes.
Okay.
And
sure.
I'm proud of that, but I could live without the frizzy hair, but I'm glad I have hair.
Isn't that the oil treatment you talked about before?
Yeah, the Brazilian blowout. I would still want to do it, but I want to wait till it gets down to my tits.
Okay.
So I have long,
Is that what these are, tits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man boobs, whatever you want to call them. Nipples.
MBs.
Anyway, I saw the John Frieda non-frizz hairspray, $8.99.
Ooh, good deal.
I know. And there was only one bottle. I'm sure many of you have experienced this. And it's like, fuck it. I don't want to wait in that long ass line at Ross. I will get it tomorrow.
Wait, was it a long line?
It always is.
Sometimes it's only 3 or 4 people, though.
Hardly ever.
Okay, but I've got that before.
Wow, you're lucky.
But I have walked out before when
I
it's just too long.
Wasn't in the mood. I think I had to take a pee or something. I'm like, forget it. I'll get it tomorrow. And you know what happened. I came there today.
Somebody swooped.
Looked on the aisle. My heart dropped. Drama. Someone fucking snagged my hairspray.
Very, very sad.
I know. I was sad.
Well,
I still am a tiny bit.
Did you have an expectation walking in there?
Yes.
What was the expectation?
That my John Frieda non-frizz hairspray would still be there and I could get it.
So you sort of set yourself up.
I guess so. And I also learned to honor my feelings. You know, I wanted the thing. Why didn't I just grab it? Now I'm
So
roasted.
lesson learned.
Yeah, lesson learned, and I'm not quite as fabulous as I would like. I was really looking forward to it.
So if it's important enough,
Thank you.
take the action.
Right.
Don't delay.
That's-
Don't put off tomorrow what
that's-
you can do today.
And I knew that inside. And something in my stomach was saying, just get it, man.
Right.
So that's my share on that.
Well, wait, you didn't answer the whole question.
What's the other part?
Oh, yeah, that you did. You said, what could you do differently
Yeah.
in the future?
Yeah, I honor my feelings and buy it. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, shifting your view now makes you realize that now I see it from a different perspective.
Right.
That
A
You
less
know?
frizzy perspective.
Yeah, and you could always return it to Ross, albeit if you didn't use it.
Yeah, I would use it. I wanted to use it today.
It was just the wait. You just didn't want to wait in the line.
Well, I mean, I don't know. They're going to have that. They have certain brands.
No, I'm saying the reason you left the first time is you didn't want to wait.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Were you hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, or what was going on?
My bladder was full and I wanted to take a whiz. And I was just, I think, yeah, probably a little.
Because usually you do get the stuff. You do
Yeah,
wait in
no,
line.
I'm good about that. And yeah, so
Just something, yeah. Maybe it was the having to go pee-pee.
probably.
Yeah, that can usually distort my thinking a little bit.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Because you could have been in line for much longer than you could hold your pee-pee possibly.
Right. I wasn't hungry. I wasn't angry. I wasn't lonely. I wasn't tired, but I was full of pee.
You were bladder full.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So thank
From
you for
the
that.
coffee, probably.
Thank you for that hairspray moment.
Yeah,
and the bladder
very-
moment.
very
we
deep.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Right.
There's nothing I'd rather do than sit here in this podcast and think about how badly you have to pee.
Right.
Are you okay now, by the way?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty good.
All right.
Thank you for asking.
So for me, is there an area in my life where I'm feeling discomfort or dissatisfaction at the moment? It's difficult for me because when I think about this question, it feels like those areas of my life where I'm dissatisfied or have discomfort, I have to get so little and petty. I have to say, well, there's a scrape on the wall right here that I wasn't able to get out, and I'm not sure if I have the right colored paint to match it, or the tiles don't exactly match on my beautiful deck with my pool and my, it feels a little bit petty for me to say that. I would say, I look in the big areas of my life. Health-wise, do I feel like there's an area health-wise where I'm dissatisfied or have discomfort? Not really.
You're pretty healthy.
I mean, I have some neck thing from a surfing accident, but I've learned to manage it and deal with it. I mean, I actually learned this
Did you
one
hit the
exercise.
reef on your back?
No, I was surfing at Hanukkah Howe, a big wave, not super big, but 12 to 15 foot face.
That's pretty big.
Came in, and it was one of those super thickies.
Right.
Like it was breaking pretty far in.
Yeah.
And it hit me on top of the head.
Wow.
Right. And that was the second wave that did that.
You were trying to duck dive and it just, yeah.
Well, no, I was inside the tube.
Oh, wow.
And it fucking closed out.
Oh, it closed out on you like a guillotine.
Same exact thing
Wow.
that happened.
And it just had a really thick lip.
And it hit me, and I heard, and I was
God.
like, oh. And then I was okay. I could move, and I was like, wow, that hurt. But that was the second time it happened. The
Wow.
first time it happened was at tarantulas up in Ventura. Have you ever surfed tarantulas?
Yeah. I think once with you.
Oh,
And
right.
Johnny Reistetter or something.
Yeah. So I went out there, and it was one of those super giant days with just a couple of guys.
Yeah, it gets big
bunch
up
of
there.
broken boards on the inside
Sure.
with like 6 guys in there.
Yeah.
That, had their tail between their legs, and they
Right.
were whooped.
Yeah.
I went out there, and one of the guys goes, "Be careful, man." And I
Right.
was like, "Okay," by myself.
Famous last words.
Spent about 20 minutes between the shore where the water was coming up and maybe 20 feet out, trying to get past this shore break
Wow.
that was just relentlessly pounding on me.
Right.
And you know how I did it? Can you guess? How did I
Just
finally break
swam.
through? No. Just what?
Swam.
With my board?
Just let the board drag.
That's
and
exactly
swim.
what I did.
Right.
I let the board go. You've done that before.
Yes, yeah.
You let the board go. You don't care about the leash of the board.
Right.
And you just swim and crawl and grab the sand and you just get through it.
Yeah.
And boom. This particular day, there were no waves for a quarter of a mile.
Wow.
They were all breaking way out on the reef.
Oh, wow.
So I swam unencumbered by any waves.
Right.
For quite a while.
Yeah, sure.
And then when I got to that place where there were still no waves, I sat there and watched these guys for about 10 minutes surfing these humongous tubes.
Wow.
Humongous tubes. And finally, I got the courage to swim out there. I paddled really far around it.
Wow.
As far as I could to make sure I wasn't going to get hit.
Yeah.
Finally
Smart.
made it, came out way beyond where they were waiting for the waves. And slowly eked my way little by little in. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where you're scared.
Yeah.
And then I would
You're trying to get the feel for the sets.
Yeah, wait for those guys to take off. There was consistent.
And you want to pick something makeable. You don't want to get completely launched. Yeah.
And it was very, very consistent.
Right.
So it wasn't like we were waiting 20 minutes for a wave to come in.
Is it a sandbar or is it a rock?
It's a reef out there, I
Reef,
think.
yeah.
So these guys would take these waves in like it was nothing. Much better surfers than me.
Right.
And I would come in and I'd start paddling and you know what would happen, right?
Right.
You get to the top,
Yeah.
you look down, you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Hanging off
it's
a cliff.
100 feet down and you go like that
Yeah.
and you back paddle
Right.
and you're like, fuck that. You don't go.
Yeah.
And then you get back out there and then you wait until you see
It's like
what
an
you
elevator drop. Yeah.
And you're going after the smallest wave you can find.
Right.
And you're trying to get in the zone
Sure.
before
Get
it
your
starts
confidence up,
sucking
yeah.
up. You know, catch it. So finally, after, God, it must have been an hour or two out there, literally, of me watching these guys surf like crazy, being too scared to take off. I take off. It's a perfect wave to take off on.
Nice.
It was easy to stand up on.
Great.
It wasn't super steep.
Yeah.
It was building and building, and I'm on the wave while it's building.
Great.
So no steep drop.
Nice.
Perfect. Then I look to my right, and here comes the freight train.
Oh, man.
Here
It
comes
starts sucking out.
8-foot
Right.
giant
Wow.
tubular
Wow.
freight train.
Wow.
And I know I'm going to get inside that tube, which is exciting and scary
Yes.
at the same time.
Thrilling,
Because
actually.
it's moving fast.
Yeah.
So I start moving up and down faster
Right.
so that I can, make sure I'm ahead of this thing. And it starts covering me up.
Right.
I
Neat.
get covered up.
Oh, that's
I'm like,
cool.
woo! And then I start realizing, hey, this thing is getting shorter and shorter. The tube is sort of narrowing in.
It's compression zone.
And I'm deep in the tube.
Right. Wow.
Now, when I look back, it's closing out way behind me. I'm not going to get scrunched over there.
Right, that's good.
But I got to get out of this thing
Yeah.
before it gets too short for
Pedal
me,
to the metal. Yeah.
which I couldn't. So this thing hit me,
Oh, man.
smacked my head. I felt I was like, oh, got under, got a breath, got a good long breath,
That's good.
and waited to come up. I grabbed my board. I was holding onto my board. The board is buoyant. It'll come up eventually, right?
Right.
Wrong. Didn't come up.
Wow.
So eventually, when you get desperate enough, you abandon the board and you start swimming.
Right.
But if you're still flipping up and down,
Yeah.
And
You're in
you
the
have no
washing
idea
machine.
which way
yeah.
you're
The
paddling.
Spin cycle. Yeah.
because you're in the spin cycle. So eventually, I figured this is the end of me. That was the first time that I felt for sure I was going to drown.
Wow.
And obviously, eventually I came up. I had big balls, like tennis balls, of cramps
Right.
in my calves
Oh
and in
my
my
God.
forearms.
Yeah.
I paddled in, wagging my tail.
Wow.
And a bunch of those guys said, we thought for sure you were dead.
Wow.
You were under there for like 2 minutes, dude. 2 minutes.
Yikes.
We had our watches going. We were
Wow.
sure you were drowned. So by the time I got hit the second time in Hanakahau, I had done some damage here. I
Right.
went and had some x-rays. I had some MRIs. I had
Right.
some stuff done. And they said, there's no surgery that's going to fix this
Wow.
without putting you at more risk.
Wow.
So You can learn to have better posture. You can stretch. There's a stretch I do where I grab the back of my neck like this, and I grab this and I twist.
Wow.
And if I do this with both sides, I immediately am relieved, but it's not permanent.
Right.
It's just right now I have no pain in my neck. But a moment ago I did.
Well, I'm glad you didn't drown. That sounds like
Yes.
a very hairy wipeout.
So I got aside a little bit there, but in terms of discomfort or dissatisfaction.
It was dramatic, though. I like
I
that
know.
story.
Health-wise, I'm great.
Great.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Financially, I think a case could be made for me not being financially where I want to be, but if you look at the facts, this beautiful home I live in, the pool, the jacuzzi,
And the new fire.
the fire table, the fire pit table, the nice truck that I have, the
Baby Leo.
ability to have
dancing
my
on the
son living on the
couch.
property
Yeah.
in his own house, and
Right.
my grandson living here, Tom living in the guest house, being able to travel and see my kids in
Yeah.
Boston and LA, and the food in the refrigerator, the avocados. I mean, come on.
We live on
Can
Maui.
I really complain about
Maui is
finances?
a pretty good, it checks a lot of the boxes.
I can't. Could I have less debt? Absolutely. I'll be the first to say I'd love to not have a mortgage or any debt or any business debt.
Sure.
But, I have faith all that's going to be.
Everyone has bills.
I pay my bills, I'm okay financially.
Good. That's great.
So,
Your attitude's terrific.
So, love life.
Yes.
I feel great about that.
Yeah.
I was married 2 times, 2 successful marriages. Love my ex-wives, 4 beautiful children, 2 beautiful grandkids.
Yeah.
I've had some amazing relationships. My most recent one, Luann.
Yeah.
Love Luann from the Love Hotel.
Love Hotel.
I
That's
don't
awesome.
feel that the universe is tricking me out of a relationship that I should be in right now. I believe I'm in the exact perfect love, intimate, loving relationship that I should be in, which is actually with Luann right now at this
great.
moment. So, I just don't have...
Can I give a shout out to Luann?
You can.
Love Hotel
you,
was
Luann.
awesome. I could not stop watching it.
Yeah,
it was
it was a lot of fun.
fantastic.
And so, any discomfort or dissatisfaction at the moment for me, I have to be honest.
Minor, yeah. Quality
flick it
problems, yeah.
I
Exactly.
really do choose to love my life.
Yeah.
And as such, when I do, I manifest the abundance. And all those problems, the dog pooping in the lawn or the
So
whatever,
what?
the little stuff that goes on, I really
Microscopic,
I cannot complain about anything. And that is probably because I've already shifted my view
Right.
to have clarity and relief from any disease or discomfort.
Right.
And the word dis-ease
Yeah.
is disease
Right.
of the mind, of the emotions, of the happiness, of the well-being.
That's right.
So when I am at dis-ease, I'm not at ease. And I spend most of my life, like you, at ease.
Yeah.
In a state of equanimity.
Yeah. It's
Loving life.
A lot more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's because our focus is on loving life.
That's right.
And I know I was a little long-winded today. Thank you for bearing with us, folks.
was great.
We do have a couple announcements, but before we do that, we got to get back into the jam, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you ready to bring this outro
Perceptual
song
shift
on?
lenses, please. Excuse you.
Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. Hold on. Thanks for the
You're
reminder.
still in that closeout.
Are you going? I'm going to switch them up, man.
No, I'm John Lennoning
I'm
today.
switching it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for the clouds with the raindrops.
Rain on your parade. That's
All right. I love these little guys.
You're gonna cry 96 tears.
96. How does that song go?
Too many teardrops for
many-
one to
How?
carry on.
Come on,
I
baby.
know all the words.
Can you play it?
Um,
You probably figure it out.
yeah.
Okay. But for now, what we'll do is
we're
we'll do our
already-
regular
way
outro
over
song.
time.
Okay. Now you've heard the shift show. Ooh. They're ready.
Got your mind.
Wait. I messed that up. I
right.
said get ready. So I did the beginning one. We do that sometimes, by the way, because we're human. We make mistakes. Ready? Bring it on.
Take 2.
Now you've heard the shift show. I hope you got your mind blown. We'll be back next week with more to say. are a seeker. By the book, dig deeper. Take what you like and now go out and play. The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Be careful if you surf at tarantulas.
And that's the way we do it over here on the Perceptual Shift Show. We're so grateful that you decided to spend a little bit of time with us. We hope that you have perceptually shifted just a little bit with us. If you'd like to perceptually shift more, like, follow, subscribe. You'll get notified of when the next episode comes out. Also, join us at the Saturday workshop.
So good.
Where we go over the book. Oh, by the way, if you would like a book, go to Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or one of many other places online to get the book. You can get the hardback, the softback, or
the Kindle version for a couple of ducats. It's a great deal, and just get a notebook somewhere.
Or a journal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you'd like a signed copy, DM me.
But this one, you don't need it. You just write right in the book.
Yeah, this one you just write in the book. I like the softback.
Yeah.
You know, that's easy to
I
bend.
do too.
If you want a signed copy, DM me at Instagram or TikTok, where you can also see some life hacks and some other cool things about how to love your life and manifest abundance. And my handle is James M for Michael, Quine, James M. Quine. And I will respond to you and make sure that I get you a signed copy for you or somebody you love or care about.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it for our show today, except I wanted to remind everybody that loving life is not necessarily about loving every single thing that happens to you every moment of the day.
Right. Like when you can't find your hairspray.
Or your car keys.
Right.
There are going to be moments.
Yeah.
But
when Kona was on the neighbors out in the...
Yes, our dog was out in the field, somehow got out of the property.
And she's blind, you know,
Yes.
and we're seeing her like getting lost. And
there are moments like that that are a little bit uncomfortable.
Sure.
But we're not saying love every single moment of every day and everything that happens. What we're saying is this philosophy that we practice in our lives allows you to love your whole life holistically.
Right.
To be grateful to be alive, to be so appreciative of the fact that we get to have this experience as a human being on this beautiful planet, which is literally probably as close to heaven as you can imagine.
It's pretty close.
You know, Thich Nhat Hanh says, you know, heaven is not some place you're going to go to. Heaven is right here on earth.
Right.
And I love that idea that if you believe that this is heaven, you will experience this as heaven.
Right.
If you believe that this is worth loving, this life that you have, you will begin to love this life.
Life is wonderful, like spelled O-N-E, the oneness.
It is.
It is beautiful.
And when we get into alignment, we get to love our life, we get to manifest abundance. And if you want to do all that, a very simple way to start acting your way into believing that and experiencing that is to simply say the words, I love my life.
Yeah, it's our little mantra around here.
You can yell it out, you can say it 10 times, 20 times a day. The more you say it, the more your mind will believe it, and the more you'll experience that. Yeah. So, without further ado, are you ready?
Yeah.
If you'd like to join us, we're going to say it right now, and you can say it with us.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I love my life!
Thank you, everybody. See you next time. The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa.